I'm Samir. I'm heading a company called Metropolis, which is a diagnostic company. Not very familiar in North, but we are the largest players in the whole of Asia, predominantly in South, in West, and we have operations all across the world, even in emerging markets. So we have opened infrastructure now in North, and we are looking at expansion. And so this is a brand that has it's got a legacy of around 30 years in this space. So before I do that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about, healthcare and this whole opportunism in healthcare, because healthcare was predominantly something where only doctors or medical fraternity was, involved or something. But it's changing now. So healthcare is, at a primary level, you've got all these hospitals, and then at a secondary thing, we've got these pharma companies, which is also part and parcel of healthcare. But what is happening now is the emergence of the tertiary level in healthcare, which are the diagnostic companies. Because before a treatment starts, the medical report is important. Because in 70% cases now, the doctor or a hospital will not start treatment unless you don't show him a medical report. Because they'll not start treatment on gut feeling as used to be the case earlier. So it's inclusive, and the growth is here to stay. And it's opening up opportunities for people beyond healthcare, professionals, not only from healthcare, but people who know a little bit about the business, have got some local advantage. And there's a lot of opportunity in healthcare because it's the fastest growing segment today in India. So I'm going to start my presentation by telling you a little bit about the whole context. So if you see, the face of Indian consumer is changing today in the Indian healthcare scenario. So healthcare in next 2 years, we see with what of statistics we have, it's going to be around 100 billion industry in India, which is a huge market size. And it's growing at around 20% per year, approximately. And diagnostics, which is part of healthcare, it's around 5% of healthcare market. And the growth in diagnostics is a little bit, it's even higher than healthcare today. So it's growing faster than the healthcare market. And this whole concept of consumerism that is taking place in healthcare, now in fact, it's the new FMCG today. We used to see consumerism in FMCG markets, fast-moving consumer goods. Now FMHG is actually the new FMCG today, because healthcare consumerism is on the rise. Thanks to the medical situation in India, everyone is sick in the family. The lifestyle disease, diabetes, hypertension, it's happening everywhere. So whether it's for a good cause or a bad cause, that is debatable, but the healthcare industry is here to stay. Because we may have come a long way with technology, but human body is going to be a human body forever. So human body will always need treatment. Human body will always need some kind of diagnosis and prognosis. So this is an industry which is here to stay. In fact, sometimes we say it in a humorous way that this is a recession-proof industry. Recessions have never affected healthcare industry, even if you see the trends in India. Because human body, at the end of the day, is a human body, and it needs that treatment. So the drivers of demand today in healthcare, which we categorize, are the 5 A's. The aspiration of people, it's increasing. Now gone are the days when someone would go to any mom and pop lab or a place to collect samples. Today consumer is emancipated. Today's consumer is empowered. He's not going to put his health at risk today. So he's going to associate himself with brands. And 50% of India's population is below 35 years of age. And that's a big insight for healthcare. That's a big insight for young entrepreneurs to come into the fastest growing industry today. So people are more aspiring. They would like to associate themselves with brands and with branded healthcare services. Affordability is increasing. Disposable incomes are going up. We have a nuclear concept taking place in India. The 2 people work. And with nuclear families comes the whole notion of first-time buyers. When people move away from a joint family, they're going to be first-time buyers again. They're going to again buy goods and services. So that fission of growth is taking place in India today, and it's going to exponentially multiply in next 5 years. So affordability is the second catalyst which is encouraging this growth. Third is awareness. People are connected today. We are living in an IT information age. The legacy tools are not going to be there for long. The internet, Facebook, LinkedIn, there are so many tools. The growth of healthcare is going leaps and bounds. Doctors are opening startups, they're connecting with the consumers have started getting connected, the apps have come, there are so many companies that are coming in home service. So this industry is seeing a tilt. It's seeing a metamorphosis, especially healthcare. I used to be a professional in some other industry, but because of this whole growth in healthcare, around 7 years back, I shifted from a different sector to healthcare. So there's a big opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to think of associating yourself as an entrepreneur, or in terms, if you have that kind of passion to build a brand, it's the right time for you to do it. And we are living in a digital world which is getting connected, so healthcare is going to get more and more connected. The demand is, and the growth is going to be inclusive. And one more interesting thing that is helping in healthcare today, and it's an insight, is that earlier healthcare used to be more illness oriented. People used to go to a doctor or go to a hospital when he was not well, in an unwell condition. Today healthcare is shifting from illness to wellness. So people are becoming more preventive in their mindsets. They don't want to even go to a doctor, they want to do these health checkups regularly. Because if you check up regularly, there's no chance that you'll end up in a doctor's clinic. So the paradigm is shifting in healthcare. It's going from illness to wellness. More from prescriptive based to preventive healthcare. And that's a big tectonic shift in healthcare happening today. And we are witnessing a different kind of disease in India, which is the lifestyle disease segment, which is growing exponentially today. India is the diabetes capital of the world. We have maximum number of diabetics, potential diabetics, juvenile diabetes. We are the diabetes capital of the world. The European countries used to have diabetes. Now it's shifted. Today we have maximum diabetics in India. And some of them even don't know. They're sleeping diabetes, potential sleeping diabetes patients. They don't check regularly. So diabetes, coronary artery diseases, hypertension, obesity, and vitamin D deficiency. Every next person has vitamin D deficiency in India. It's a sleeping disorder. People don't even check vitamin D. By the time it's too late, then they go and do a check and they see their vitamin D levels are gone, which is directly linked with bone strength, directly linked with even your heart problems and all those ailments. So there's a big lifestyle disease area which is taking precedence in India today. And we also see a lot of private equity coming in this space. A lot of chains are opening, a lot of private equity is coming in this space, so this place is going to grow in future. And as I said, 70% of medical decisions only start after a pathology test. Doctors don't even start treatment today, which also suggests a lot of growth in this area. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Metropolis. We are India's leading pathology specialist. We have around 125 labs and around 1,000 centers, and we plan to have around 2,500 centers in next 5 years. And a lot of our growth will take place in North and in some other areas. So North is a big market for us, which we are eyeing now. Our core values are based on integrity, empathy, and accuracy. Being part of healthcare, our idea is not to make money in healthcare because we put a lot of focus on integrity. People in Metropolis have a passion for healthcare, which is the starting point for us. Because in healthcare, you'll have all type of brands which are there, small ones, medium-sized, mom and pop. But we don't want to compromise on quality and on ethics, because we see we are still like a noble profession, healthcare. And there is a lot of focus in our company on integrity, empathy, and accuracy. Because we want to give an accurate report. because accuracy of report is so fundamental for the right treatment. So there's a lot of focus on quality, on accuracy, and on ethics and credibility. So we are a pathology specialist. We've been in business for 33 years. We have a double accreditation, which is like a 6 Sigma in healthcare, which is a College of American Pathologists and NABL. We have the widest range of tests, around 4,500 tests we can do. Even the big labs in India do ultimately tests from us. Some labs like SRL or Dr. Lal's or even some big ones, ultimately the test sample comes to Metropolis because we have the widest range of tests under one roof. Metropolis brands are not only trusted in India but are trusted globally because we are the only Indian companies truly multinational in that sense. We have centers, labs in India, in Sri Lanka, in UAE, in South Africa, Kenya, Ghana, Mauritius, and the list is, as I speak, we are discussing somewhere in the emerging markets today. So we are a very fast growing brand today in India. And we do around 15 million tests every year. And a little bit on the awards and recognition. Last year we were the Emerging Companies Award by Business Today and India's Most Promising Brand by Ernst & Young. So these are some of the recent accolades that we've got for our work that we are doing in this space. What we look for a healthcare franchisee partner, we are a little bit choosy about our partners because we are in healthcare and we want the right kind of partnership. So if someone has the right kind of an entrepreneurial mindset, he has a passion to build something from scratch, to do well in life, has some credibility, he wants to keep credibility in the front, has some degree of exposure in healthcare. It's not mandatory, but it helps. We are also encouraging people from outside the industry because we give all the training, and so that should not be a problem. So if you have those kind of prerequisites, we are willing to talk to people and look at different partnership formats. We have different partnership formats. It could be a collection center. It could be if you have a shop, we can open a shop inside shop, which is an SIS model. We can look at hospitals. We can look at, there are different formats of partnership that we are open today. And in fact, in different countries, we have different formats based on the customer need. We can offer you pathology specialization, expertise, accreditations. We have a scale. We have a hub and spoke model so that the sample can picked up quickly and the report can come on time. We provide marketing and sales support, technology, and we have a full-fledged customer care department where you just need to give a call and we'll take care of everything. And we are a brand, so there is a brand pull. When you associate with us, you get all those benefits. So there is a big opportunity in preventive diagnostics today to associate with a brand like Metropolis. On the some kind of financials, just hypothetical, we have different partnership formats. Typically in this space, people go for collection centers. You don't need to be from healthcare. We'll provide the training. In pathology, there is collection and testing. There are two different things. The sample is collected and then it's taken to a laboratory for testing. So collection and testing are two different parts of the business model. So you could be a franchisee partner in collection. It needs an investment of around 5 to 6 lakhs. You can expect a revenue of around 20-25 lakhs per annum with our support and strength. There's around a margin of around 30%. So all that you can look at an ROI of around 50 to 60%. Because we are not looking at investors. We are looking at franchisee partners. There's a difference. As a franchisee partner, we want you to have that degree of commitment to the business also, while we provide the training and everything. So we are looking at franchisee partners who want to build a brand with us, who have the passion to do something, to go ahead in life, even if you're a freelancer. So we can look at those kind of formats. And as we say, when you join hands with a leader, you become a leader. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.